You're watching another edition of High Events, and today we're here at the Dutch Hospital for an evening of remembrance, as today marks 1 month of the tragic incident that took place in Sri Lanka. But tonight is all about spreading hope and a better tomorrow. So let's go on and see what everyone has to say.
Also, we are having a donation, cash donation, being handed over to Sri Lanka Unites. And we have Mahela Jayawardene to present the check to Sri Lanka Unites, whom we are working with on this particular project and the charity. Akram from Kalama Jewelry Stores, Rangani, and Shalim from Spa Ceylon, and Darshini also from Hapo's Cafes and Restaurants.
On behalf of Sri Lanka Unites, I would like to thank the business leaders and the community here for your support. Sri Lanka Unites is a movement for youth-led reconciliation in Sri Lanka. We have been working across the island for 12 years, 2 years even before the civil war ended. We felt that when you look at Sri Lanka's history, there have been cycles of violence. In 71 years of independence, 500,000 lives have been lost due to senseless violence along ethnic lines, religious lines, political ideology. And we believe this generation needs to take leadership to ensure that the same mistakes of the past are not repeated. Where regardless of your religion, your ethnicity, your socioeconomic standards, that you can work together and you can dream of a great future together. And let's hope and pray that that will become a reality in our lifetime.
Speaking to Mahela Jayawardene, one quick question. What would be your message of hope?
Well, I think we've gone through this over and over again over the years, and it's another challenge for the Sri Lankans to unite together and obviously think from your brain rather than from your heart. And make the right decisions. I think we're all Sri Lankans. That's the most important thing. Stop the segregation. Stop thinking about your next door neighbor is an enemy, rather than think they're all Sri Lankans and we need to build this country where it was. And the challenge is up to each and every individual. It's not going to be for a few people. So everyone has to get together and do their part. And then that becomes a much better action plan rather than people trying to do individual things.
Someone who needs no introduction when it comes to taking Sri Lanka to greater levels internationally. Tell me, how does it feel to be here and an evening of remembering things that took place just a month back? How does it feel?
It was a terrible thing to happen to our country, and even more so for the people who lost families and loved ones. But here we are in a situation that we need to go forward and not forgetting what happened. And we are remembering them at the same time, trying to show Colombo where we are, and we are a great place to come. And we here probably employ about 300 people. We have another 300 families that are dependent on us. So we are doing this to encourage and people not to forget the great place the Dutch Hospital has been.
Also tell us, what would be your message of hope to the people who are watching?
We have gone through this before. And I think that's the best example that we could learn from. And we will rise again. It's our attitude today that's going to determine the speed of that recovery. So be positive, say positive stuff, and be the amazing person you are, and then we are going to get that collectively.
And with us we have Kishu right now. Hi Kishu, tell me, how does it feel to be here in this evening?
Oh, hi. It's great to be here. 1 month after the brutal, terrorist attack. It's great to be here. Obviously, this will revive the hopes of all Sri Lankans. It's something we definitely need for us to be able to lay the foundation to start building the industry again. So, yeah, feel good about it.
Now, you being someone who represents the industry of tourism and travel, how have you all taken steps in terms of growth and rebuilding and reconciliation into that industry?
So what we've done is we've learned from other countries where there have been similar incidents. This is not the only country, that have come under an attack. There have been so many other countries where the same thing has happened. So to start with, we've looked at those case studies to see what they did, how they reacted to it, what steps they took in order to bounce back. So we learn from that and leave that aside. We also have had our own experience, over the years. I mean, we had 30 years of war, during which time we have had, ups and downs, incidents of this nature, incidents that are more fierce and negative. So we've come out of all of that. So in terms of responding to this challenge, obviously with optimism, what we've done is we are going to appoint two agencies. One is to help us with PR in order to manage the sentiments, and together with that a global advertising agency as well. And then these two organizations will work over the next 6 months time in order to give it new life, the tourism brands, some new life, give it more excitement, present them in an innovative way in order to get the traction. So by getting that great attention to that new look tourism brands, I'm sure over the next couple of months time we'll be able to lay the foundation to start rebuilding the industry, to not go back to the same levels but go beyond that.
Harper with us right now. Here we are commemorating 1 month. How does it feel?
Actually, it's a very sad day, but like I said before, we have to come together to remember those people who passed away exactly a month ago. It's a tragic incident for the country. It's something that everybody has to embrace and, shall I say, learn to live with what really happened. But saying that, we all have to be positive. Our heart goes condolence to all the children, parents. Like, there's so many people are affected by this. It's very tough to pin it down, But it's a good lesson that we've all learned. When you drop your guards, this is what can happen, But saying that we have to be positive, move forward. There's so many things at stake right now. People's jobs, businesses, various things. But being Sri Lankan, we're definitely going to bounce back. And I'm sure within the next month or two, things are going to come back. And already things are coming back to normal. Tourism, I can see tourists coming through as well. So those are the positive things. But we must not forget those people who have been affected. And as the Dutch hospital tenants, we are working with Sri Lanka Unites, which is a great charity to work with. They have been around for a long time, and we pledged some cash donations today, and we want to work with them long term on this, because this is something which we have gone through over the last 40 odd years, and so there we are, on a month's condolences.
Tonight is all about spreading peace and hope and a better tomorrow. So what would be your message to the people out there who's watching?
You see, the message to all people out there, what we realize is we employ people from all walks of life, and the Dutch tenants also have done the same. Most of us are employing people of all walks of life. So the message I would like to send out is, let's unite. Let's unite together. Let's make this country. That's what we all have to do, and I'm sure that we will.
And we have Akram with us right now. Hi Akram, tell me, how does it feel to be a part of this evening of remembrance?
It's important to get back. We had a severe tragedy, the Easter tragedy, deeply saddened by what happened, but we need to move on now and pay tribute to the people who died. And all Sri Lankans need to unite and get back together again and get all the country moving forward. We can't let a tragedy ruin and give power to what the terrorists wanted to achieve. So I think this is a good evening today to start at the Dutch remembrance and how to go forward from here.
What would be your message to the people out there, your message of hope?
Unite as Sri Lankans and don't allow politicians to divide us. We all the religions teach about love, so look deep inside each one of our hearts, look into each of our religions, what they teach, take all the good from all the religions, unite as one Sri Lankan nation and go forward. That's the only way we can develop this country, we can develop ourselves, look for love, not hate.
Speaking to Mr. Johan right now, hi sir, tell me, how does it feel to be here to commemorate 1 month from such a tragic incident to happen to the country, and how we have somewhat recovered from it? How does it feel?
I'm very heartened to see the crowd, and it almost seems normal here, and it should be. It should be. We should forget about what happened to the best of our abilities and then move on in life and bring normalcy to the country.
Representing the tourism industry, how can we as a nation help to rebuild the country and go back to the normal lives that we were living?
Very simply put, live a normal life. That's it.
Lastly, what would be your message of hope to the people out there?
Have fun. This is what it's all about. We have been a very resilient nation. We know how to survive, and we also know how to have fun. So we should do that.
Speaking to the president and founder of Sri Lanka Unites, hi, tell me how Sri Lanka Unites has taken steps to sort of get beyond all of this and go past it.
We're a youth movement for reconciliation. We've worked for the last 12 years in Sri Lanka, and we believe that the next generation has what it takes to build lasting relationships, commitment to one another, and to break these cycles of hate and violence. How much more can we take? 71 years of independence, we've killed 500,000 of our own people. We're hurting ourselves. We might say that person singular, Muslim or Tamil. At the end of it, we're hurting Sri Lanka. There's no sort of a Muslim economy or a Tamil economy or a Sinhalese economy. There's a Sri Lankan economy. There's a Sri Lankan future. There's a Sri Lankan identity, and that's what we're trying to create, that we can really start realizing that we can't hurt each other anymore. Let's start building each other to build a country we can be proud of.
Also tell me, as Sri Lanka Unites, how will tonight affect, or what steps will be taken to sort of overcome this?
Yeah, so for the longest time, you can be a youth movement, you can have your numbers, like we've engaged about 1 million youth in the country in the last 10 years, but we need the strength and the support of the corporates in Sri Lanka. Local businesses saying, let's invest in our children, let's invest in the next generation. 48% of Sri Lankans are under the age of 30. They can be transformed, they can lead us to the future, and they cannot make the same mistakes their parents made. So having the strength and the support and the inspiration of great leaders in the business community saying, this is where we need to invest. You can't act as if, okay, problems happen, let's just move on. We have to fix it. We have to learn the root causes. And if we work with the kids, we can overcome that. So having the corporate strength, their inspiration, their resources, that's huge. Sri Lankans fixing our own problems. That's an amazing statement for the next generation.
You are worthy of all praise, and my heart will sing, how great is our God. All things, name above all names. You are
was truly amazing to see so many people come together to spread love, to spread the message of hope, and to think of how we can come back to relive as a nation. And that's a wrap. Catch me again on another edition of High Events. Till then, this is Naveksha signing out for High TV.